This video is about Jurassic World Rebirth, the newest chapter in a franchise that just won't go extinct. But here's the promise. By the end, you'll see why this film isn't really about dinosaurs at all. It's about us, about how we can't let go of the past, even when it stops being special. Stay with me, because the deeper we dig, the scarier the truth becomes. The movie drops us into a familiar universe, but the spark has shifted. Dinosaurs are still here, walking reminders of science gone too far, but society has tuned them out. What was once miraculous has become mundane, until, of course, money enters the frame. A powerful pharmaceutical company discovers that dinosaur blood might hold the cure for heart disease.
Cue the mission. Mercenaries, scientists, and a crew that feels like fate threw them together, heading to an isolated island where danger sleeps with one eye open. On paper, it's adventure. On screen, it's something stranger. But before we dive into the spectacle, let's ask, what story is this film really trying to tell?
David Koepp's script tries to juggle nostalgia with reinvention. Sometimes it stumbles under the weight. The dialogue often explains more than it reveals, and characters are introduced faster than we can care about them. And yet, buried in the clutter lies a sharp idea: capitalism as the true predator. The dinosaurs aren't the monsters anymore. They're resources, patents, profit margins. I couldn't help but think of my own childhood memory, watching the first Jurassic Park and holding my breath during the raptor kitchen scene. Back then, the fear felt raw. In Rebirth, the fear isn't the teeth, it's the boardrooms. The monsters wear suits now. And that realization naturally leads us to the person tasked with turning those words on paper into images of awe: Gareth Edwards. Edwards is no stranger to scale. His Godzilla taught us that monsters can be poetry in motion. In Rebirth, there are flickers of that brilliance. A mosasaurus gliding like a submarine ghost. A bird-like giant cutting across the horizon, its wings blotting out the sun. These moments remind us why the franchise once defined cinematic wonder. But Edwards stepped into this project late. The seams show. Too often, the film feels like levels in a video game. Beat the sea beast, beat the land beast, beat the sky beast, then face the final boss. The awe collapses into structure. Still, even in its weakest stretches, the camera pauses long enough to let beauty breathe. Light bouncing off ocean waves, a flare painting the night red. Those shots whisper a truth the screenplay forgets. Sometimes silence says more than dialogue ever could. And yet, the spectacle means nothing without the people inside it. So let's talk about the cast. Scarlett Johansson as Zora Bennett, Mahershala Ali as Duncan Kincaid, Jonathan as Henry Loomis. On their own, each performance tries to anchor the chaos. Johansson embodies a mercenary with too perfect composure. Ali carries grief in quiet glances. Bailey brings awkward charm to a scientist chasing childhood dreams. They make us care more than the script allows. One moment stuck with me: Johansson and Ali trading playful banter mid-crisis. For a second, the blockbuster mask slipped, and I could imagine a whole different movie, one about friendship, survival, and scars that don't heal. But just as quickly, the roar of CGI dragged us back. And that's the tension at the heart of Rebirth: characters reaching for life inside a story that doesn't always let them live. Which brings us to the craft behind the curtain, the way sound and image shape what we feel. Visually, the movie stuns and flashes. John Mathieson, who shot Gladiator and Logan, frames dinosaurs against sunsets like living myths. Even an abandoned convenience store sequence glows with eerie suspense. Alexandra Desplat's score does its job quietly, weaving echoes of John Williams' theme without leaning too hard on nostalgia. It's restraint with purpose. But then there's the CGI. Edwards can conjure creatures so detailed you almost feel the scales under your fingertips. And yet, paradoxically, the more control the film exerts, the less real the dinosaurs feel. In the original Jurassic Park, limitations made the monsters believable. Here, boundless freedom makes them hollow. One scene has two titanosaurs nuzzling like lovers. It's meant to be tender. Instead, it highlights the problem. When the danger fades, so does the wonder. And if the dinosaurs aren't terrifying anymore, what's left? At first glance, Jurassic World Rebirth looks like just another sequel. Loud, crowded, and unnecessary. But look closer, and you see its reflection. The film is its own metaphor. Like the dinosaurs it showcases, the franchise itself has outlived its natural span, kept alive not by nature, but by profit. And yet, isn't that what makes it hauntingly human? Our inability to let go, our need to revive the past, polish it, and parade it again, even when the soul is gone. The scariest monster here isn't a hybrid dinosaur, it's our obsession with resurrection. So the next time you see a trailer for another reboot, ask yourself, are we keeping these stories alive or are they keeping us from moving forward? Because life, as they say, always finds a way. But sometimes, maybe it shouldn't. We can't stop the past from coming back, but we can keep learning from it. If that's a journey you want more of, subscribe and join me for the next story.